Now that this family, the Trevelyan family, is given £100,000 towards that initiative, I do agree that that money should go to the descendants of enslaved African people. The money going to the University of the West Indies, I have a problem with that.
Curlin Campbell is a journalist and a member of the Stakeholders Committee, a subcommittee of the Grenada National Reparations Commission. The commission comprises distinguished scholars and civil and human rights activists who are committed to advancing the quest for reparations for people of African descent in Grenada and throughout the Caribbean region. Although he commends the move now being made by the family, Campbell, who spoke with GBN in his personal capacity, is among the critics who believe that the Reparations Fund should not be controlled by the University of the West Indies. The fund is geared towards setting up a reparations research fund to look into the economic impact of enslavement, with emphasis on the development in Grenada and other Eastern Caribbean countries.
The whole issue of reparations is is a ticklish situation because remember, we weren't the ones that were enslaved. However, we have the residual effects of slavery present. We feel that the presence of that even to this day. Now, the challenge would be is so how do we now prove that we are direct descendants of a particular family? And I think that's where you have to trace back now your family heritage. I'm sure that could be done. I'm sure that there are archives, there are documents that could, so that you could directly link to one of your ancestors that was enslaved.
Campbell has 3 questions for Sir Hilary Beckles, the Vice-Chancellor of UWI, who will launch the fund here on February 27, in collaboration with Laura Trevelyan and members of her family.
1, is the money going to pay researchers? 2, if the money is going to researchers, how much are they being paid and why can't they work pro bono on this important issue? 3, the Trevelyan family, how much are they worth and what was the extent of the wealth amassed during slavery? And I think these are the questions that we should know before we get too happy about an initiative, £100,000, which is just a drop in the bucket.
Laura Trevelyan has acknowledged the inadequacy of the £100,000 apology.
Our family received the equivalent of about £3 million in compensation when slavery was abolished. We got that money in 1834. So for me to be giving £100,000 almost 200 years later for a fund that's going to look at economic development in Grenada and the Eastern Caribbean, maybe that seems like it's really inadequate. But I hope that we're setting an example by apologising for what our ancestors did by enslaving the people of Grenada.
Meanwhile, Chair of the Grenada National Reparations Commission, Arlie Gill, says the commission is working to have the names of slaves who were owned by the Trevelyans displayed during the handing over ceremony. The Trevelyans owned 1,004 enslaved Africans across 5 estates in Grenada. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.